Alright, so we're still working on the detail, and now we're going to load this hollow steel column, or I guess beam really, and then also this angle, and place those in. And what we're going to use are called detail components. They're 2D components. Oftentimes when you're modeling, even though we're using a live 3D model for what we have right now, when you get into detailing, you're going to use 2D items for many reasons. You have more control over them, they don't bog the model down, and they're much easier to update quickly for the detailing purposes. So if we take a look at what we need number 9, right? And we need number 7. We can maybe get number 6 if we want to. So 6, 7, and 9. So if I maximize this, we take a look at 6 is 50 by 50 by 5, but we really want to go get 7, which is a 60 by 120 by 4 millimeter, and then the 9 is a 140 by 140 by 15 angle. So let's get the angle first, 140 by 140 by 15. So I'm going to go to my insert, load family, and you might be tempted to go down to structural steel framing, but don't. You want to go to detail items, and in the detail items is metals, and you're going to notice that it's divided up by divisions, just like specifications. So I'm going to go to metals, and you're going to have structural steel framing in here. All of these things are 2D components, so you're going to see angle shapes, and right now I would get this, but I'm actually in the Imperial Library, so I'm going to go back up to my Revit 2018 libraries and go to my metric, because we need metric, and basically do the same thing. Go to detail items, metals, structural metal framing, structural steel, and in here they're named a little bit differently, but you'll see this M angle section right there, and that's what we want. And so I'm going to click open. Right, and it's going to open up a type dialog box, which is going to give us those sizes, and we wanted 140 by 140 by 15, so I'm just going to get something close. Looks like 152 by 152 by 14.3 is what we're going to get, and so I'm going to click OK and load that one, and then I'm going to go load the hollow steel tube, which is 60 by 120 by 4. Right, so I'll go to load family, go up one, go to my US metric, go to my detail items, go to my metals, go to structural metal framing, structural steel, and look for, there's a T section, that's pipe, hollow structural section. That's what we want. So I'm going to click open. And again, this is a 60 by 120 by 4. So we're just going to look for like a 60. Let's look for the 120. There's a 120 by 51 by 4.8. So we can take that. 127 by 51 by 4.8. Click OK. Load that guy in. And we might as well go get the little tiny angles for the curtain wall, which those are 50 by 50 by 5 millimeter steel angles. So I'll just go to load family, go up to my US metric, go to my detail items, go to metals, go to structural metal framing, structural steel, back to my angle sections, click open. And I believe this is just the smallest possible one we can get, so I'll scroll down to the bottom and pick the 51 by 51 by 3.2. Click OK. So now we've loaded all of these detail items in. So now we can go place them. So let's take a look at it real quick again in our view. So we're going to place this guy, and these two guys. So we'll start with the these two, the angle, and then the hollow tube. So to place these, you're going to go to the Annotate tab, which Annotate under here has pretty much everything 2D. Okay, and so once you get here, you can start to place in what are called detail components. If you go to this pull down, you have detail, repeating detail, and then legend components, which are only for legends. And when we get back, we'll place all of these guys in.